Hello Bitsrude, this is Craig from bitsbox.co.uk here with another video, and I just want to wish you all a happy new year. It's now 2026, would you believe it? I'm not hungover, which is brilliant, but I didn't drink a lot, so I knew I wouldn't be. In this video, we've been sent some really cool airbrush paints, although you can use them with a brush as well, which we'll show in this video, from our good friends at Galheri, and these ones are called the Kaleido Colorworks, Kaleido. And yeah, so this is the auto color set. So they've got a few different sets, and I said, you know what, send us the auto color sets, because there are a lot of colors that we don't typically see, and certainly there aren't like a lot of Citadel equivalents to these. There's some really cool metallic colors in here. So I thought something really different to show off in the video, and you can see the pretty looking colors on the side there. So yeah, let's stick them on the desk and we'll have a look at the paints, and then I'll show you I'll show you me using them through an airbrush, and then I'll show me using them with a brush as well. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so yeah, here's the box, and I'm just voicing over this video, so I apologise. Here are all the colours again. Get a little bit of close up on them. So inside the box, yes, little leaflet thingy. So that does show you all the different sets they do. You've got some of the paints on the back. And yeah, there's different sets with different colours. And yeah, we've gone for the auto colours because they just look really cool. And how cool are the lids, by the way? Like, these are really cool. And yeah, some of the colours are just really vibrant. We've got some really vibrant metallics in there, which we'll be looking at later. And yeah, I really love the blues and stuff. You can see like the sort of difference in colour between the top and the bottom. They will need a good old shake, as they have separated, which is, you know, that happens. So we've all been in the hobby long enough to know that happens, but yeah, they look really nice. And yeah, as I'll demonstrate here, and they'll need more of a shake than this, but yeah, really cool. And also we get some cleaner in there as well. And they did also send me some primer, which we'll look at in a little while, and there's some thinner in there as well. And they sent me some varnish and some primer, and some more thinner, I think. And yeah, here's just a little miniature from Darkwater. We won't see any more of him today, but I'm just demonstrating the primer. It can be airbrushed, of course, but look how well it goes on with a brush, and I just wanted to show that in this video. So yeah, I like to brush on primers because I'm just too lazy to set the airbrush up all the time and clean it out just for a few miniatures. So I like to do brush on primers. And yeah, I'll be using this whole bottle quite soon, I think. It's really good. It's a very good primer. So yeah, and thanks for Galheri sending that over as well. So here we are at my airbrush booth, and it's not the best setup in the world that I've got. So I apologise if the footage isn't as great, although it does look pretty cool. I'm using a new Insta360 little action cam for this, as I thought it'd be easy to set up. And I've got some of these sort of 3D printed Titan parts from a Warhound, I think. And yeah, we're going straight in with a metallic red. And my PSI is probably a bit higher than it should be. And there's a bit of a... I did notice the tip of my needle must have been a little bit dry, because I had a couple of little sputterings during this airbrushing process. But you can see, like, it goes on really nice, and it's really vibrant. I love how vibrant these colours are. And yeah, we're going to be taking a couple of these armor panels. I'm going to do this one in like half red, half blue. I'm going to use one of the really nice metallic blues here. And yeah, spoiler alert, it's really nice. But again, the red's going to go on quite nicely. Now, ideally, I'd do a couple of coats of this. The coverage is good, but it probably does need a couple of coats to get a really, really smooth finish. But I'll just do one on this one just to show what it's like with one coat. And how good is the line on that shield, by the way? And I've also just got the armor panel from the head as well. As I said, these were 3D printed, so don't yell at me. I'm not actually going to put the thing together. I can't be bothered to print out any more of it. I have a few bits of it printed out, but it didn't come out great. And there's rumours there's going to be a plastic one this year, so that'd be cool. If that is the case, I will certainly get one, and I will be using these paints on that for sure. And yeah, just showing the red one there, and yeah, just want to show off that line on the shield. I know it's sort of raised up a little bit in the middle, which makes it easier, but that's still a really, really neat line. So I'm now going to use one of the sort of reddy orange colours in there. It's a very subtle difference from this one, but I think this one's not metallic. So there is a mixture of some metallic colours and some that aren't. So essentially these colours are meant to be like common car colours. They've been colour matched to a lot of car colours. So if you want to make a miniature of your car for whatever reason and you want to colour match that, these paints can certainly do that. But I want to try just some different sort of shades of similar colours. So going sort of to a red to an orange. Now I'm going to an even lighter orange colour. And then just add that lighter colour there. I mean, there's no really sort of logic to where I'm putting these highlights. I'm just showing off the different colours on here. You can see it's quite a big difference at the moment. That will obviously dry a bit darker. But yeah, just chuck some on the top there as well. And then a little bit on the head. You can see there's a bit of a distance between my airbrush and these pieces because I'm not trying to be super neat or anything here. I'll also point out as well that you might have noticed I haven't used any of the airbrush thinner with these. These are all straight out of a pot and the consistency is really good. They're flowing through the airbrush really nicely despite having a bit of a dry tip in there. And yeah, I personally don't, with the colours that I have used from the airbrush, I personally don't think they require any thinner. So very excited now, I'm going to be using this really, really cool blue that they've got. I mean, there's some nice blues in there, but this one especially, it's really nice. And we'll start with the head. And I'll just do these panels here. And you can see that is just such a beautiful colour. Yeah, really nice. A really nice metallic blue. And that's one thing that I do wish GW would do in the Citadel range, is some like more coloured metallics. And some really nice blues and stuff. You can see it going on here. And this would be a really cool blue to use if you wanted to do like Stormcast Eternals sort of shoulder pads, or some of their schemes have blue on the shoulder pads and they look really good in metallic. That's what I do with mine. I use one of the Vallejo ones, but this one would certainly be getting a run out. And yeah, with the red, it looks really nice. And we'll take a closer look at these in a little while as well. And I'm also going to paint the trim up later on as well, so we'll see that too. Now, I was going to use one of the lighter blues in here, but it was just a little bit greeny. So I did start doing it, but then I just went back over it because it looked a bit rubbish. So yeah, in terms of the airbrushing, these are just the colours I'm using for now. I could obviously use more and spray some other things, but I don't really have anything else really worth spraying, so I thought I'd just show these ones. But yeah, these are certainly some of the nicer colours, in my opinion. We're going to see a lot of the other paints actually when we use the brush, so you will get to see a good variety of colour in this video. But as far as airbrushing goes, these are just what we're going to see, because I know not everyone owns airbrushes. And for those of you who are curious as well, the airbrush that I've been using is one of the Squidmile ones, one of his limited edition ones. And yeah, it's a really good airbrush. And here they are once they've dried. Now you can see they probably would have needed another coat. And there's a couple of little spots. You can see the darker spots on the blue and on the side of the red. Like I say, it had a bit of a dry needle, so there was an odd little spurt. Which is not what you want. But I mean, these are just little test pieces to show you guys these paints. You can see that one, this piece hasn't even printed very well. So yeah, they look pretty good. Let's see them with the gold trim painted, because that will just make them pop a little more. I haven't done no shading or highlights or anything. It's literally just Retributor armor and just painted around these, but I think it makes them look pretty cool. I've even put in some Croxigore scales for the eyes. And yeah, certainly if they do the rumoured plastic one, I will be doing this scheme on it. The red and the blue, and I'll use these paints. yeah, I think it's come out pretty nice. So I think we should move on to using them with a brush. So I've got another dark water miniature here, and yeah, I'm going to start by using one of these paints here, a metallic purple red, which is really, really cool. So I'm going to do some sort of underpainting here. You'll notice on the arm I've already done underpainting with some GW paints. And yeah, I want to paint his armor green, but I want to do underpainting, which is something I've been practicing on using the dark water miniatures. If you want to know more about that, Ninjon done a really good video on that recently, but I probably will do one myself in the future as well, as a more of a sort of beginner's guide perhaps. But yeah, we're starting with this colour, which is just a really nice colour for the armour. Once that's dry, I'm going to come in with a lovely little blue colour again. And I'm just going to start adding some of this to random pieces of the armour, mostly at sort of the top sections of the armour plates and just around his waist as well. Just add a bit of variety to a colour for the underpainting. And this is something that I haven't done a lot of myself, so I'm sort of winging it. I would say I don't really know what I'm doing, but I know roughly what sort of colours I want to use. So yeah, and it just shows off these paints. Okay, so I'm going to add some of the metallic racing red that we used earlier as well. So yeah, you also notice that these are going on just with one coat. I know the primer's quite a light colour, but you know, they're covering really well straight out of the pot. So they're thin enough to use straight out of a pot in an airbrush, at least for my preference. Although I will point out, like I said, my PSI was a bit higher than I would normally use it, so if you do get these, just be a bit mindful of that. But they, yeah, like straight out of the pot when you're using a brush, they go on really nicely, and the coverage is really good. And there's a nice variety of greens. I thought I'd get them all out on the desk to show you. I'm going to use a couple of them here for sure for his armor. So we've got all the underpainting stages done now. So I'm going to take this turquoise green. I'm going to start painting this on the armor. And you see, as this is a lighter colour than what we've got underneath, it probably will need a couple of coats. And I'm sort of stippling up, almost like stipple motion. And I'm trying to leave a bit of that paint underneath showing through in certain places as well. So we'll have a nice sort of nice colourful looking armour, but it will still mostly read as green. That's the idea. And then we're going to take this lighter green and now for little highlights. And here's how he's looking so far with the green on. Now you might be thinking he's very bright, cartoony for Nurgle, but my plan is to add some washes later to dull him down a bit. And yeah, just adding little spots of this colour in places. Again, we're going sort of higher up on the armour and in some raised areas as well. And then we're going to go for this really bright verd green. But not use a lot of this. And yeah, definitely around sort of like the neck area there and just some of the sharper highlights. I apologise to focus, like to just look at my hands for some reason. The only issue with using the autofocus on here, I should switch it to a manual more. I'm just lazy, but you can see what's happening here. And yeah, I think he's looking pretty cool. And I hope you guys agree. And then I'm going to give him an Agrax wash, make this armour look a bit dirtier. I just apply that all over. Try and bring these colours together a little bit as well. As you can see, like, not a lot of the original underpainting is showing through, but there are little bits here and there. And that's what I wanted. I don't want to have too, you know, as I said, I wanted to sort of read as green, so I don't want to have too much. But I think it works quite well. And you'll see in a minute, once I paint the skin as well. And here I'm just dry brushing on, or stippling on, just some orange for rust. Add a bit more colour in there as well. This is just normal GW orange. So that and the Agrax are the only sort of times we're using some other colours in this video. On camera at least. And yeah, that's how he looks once I've painted the skin as well. And a few other bits. He's not finished, of course. Got to do the base and some other little details. But yeah, I think he turned out really smart. And I'm going to certainly use this recipe for some other Nurgle miniatures in the Dark Water box when I eventually get around to painting them all. And I do want to pick up some of the new Nurgle stuff as well, which is out very soon. But yeah, whenever I get around to painting it, will be another thing. A big thanks to Galheri for sending these beautiful paints out. That was very generous of them. And yeah, they've supported us for a long time now, and we are happy to share their products. It's good to see them expanded into the paints as well. I'm very impressed with these. I'm very impressed. And you can see like some lovely vibrant colours. So yeah, certainly a big thumbs up from me. I would highly recommend them. If you're looking to add some nice metallics, some vibrant colours to your range, definitely check them out. And yeah, they do other sets as well. So yeah, really impressed. So thank you so much to everyone who's made it this far and everyone who's watched this video. And please feel free to give it a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. And we're really smashing it with subscribers lately. I've been absolutely blown away. So just thank you so much to everyone. And yeah, all what's left to say is thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you all again in the next video, where we'll be going from the Nurgle to Slaanesh.